Hey there, welcome back to the BoardGame Sherpa, the channel whose goal is to take the fear out of learning new board games and put the fun back in. So, you wanted to see it. So here it is, just in time for GenCon 2023, Volume 2 of the next 10 hottest games that will be at GenCon 2023. Cue the title. If you didn't see Volume 1 of the series, go watch it after you finish this one. You can watch them in any order. But the key info you need to take away is that GenCon 2023 is coming up on August 3rd to 6th in Indianapolis and is one of, if not the biggest board game event of the year, certainly in the United States. And this is the big debut of so many new and exciting games. Volume 1 of the series showcased the first batch of top 10 games, and this video will showcase the next 10. It's based on a deep dive of BoardGameGeek.com data. BoardGameGeek is an awesome website that every gamer should know about and has info on almost every board game in existence and every board game coming out. As I did before, I only chose standalone games, not expansions. And I only chose those that will be coming out at GenCon 2023 or a month or two before or after. And again, heads up that all release dates are tentative because how many games actually deliver on the release dates? Exactly. If you're thinking of coming to Gen Con, especially if you're a first timer, go watch my 25 essential tips for first time attendees of Gen Con video. It'll give you a good primer on what to expect. I'll put the link in the description. I'll also put the link to Volume 1 in there as well. One important thing you need to know, if you're going to Gen Con to buy the super hottest games, you really got to get to those vendors early because those hot games will sell out quickly. And the deck is stacked against you on those super hot games. So seriously, go watch my 25 essential tips video and have a plan before you run to that vendor at the opening bell. Let's get to the second batch of BoardGame Sherpa's hot new games for Gen Con 2023, Volume 2. Can you tell I'm excited for Gen Con 23? As always, I really do apologize to any designers whose names I butchered throughout this video. And away we go. Number 1, Blind Business. Blind Business is a 2 to 5 player game that should take between 15 and 30 minutes, and it was designed by Andrew Roy for Dever Games. It came out July 1st. According to the publisher, there's festivity in the air. Ricky is also in the air, the 10-foot-tall donkey-shaped piñata that is the mascot and symbol of the town. The mayor has announced a contest to take down Ricky, and the whole town is invited to participate. No one can break Ricky open by themselves, though, so you have to gather the best teammates from the 4 districts of town, each bringing their own abilities to the challenge. Snatch the right people from the hands of your competitors and gather the best team of piñata poppers. But you never know who could be on the other teams until it's too late. Hurry up and pop Ricky before anyone else can, and you'll win all the candy inside, the big trophy, and never-ending prestige. Blind Business is made up of a deck of 50 cards that are numbered from 1 to 11 in 4 colors, along with 6 jokers. You start with 4 cards in your hand. After seeing them, shuffle them and place them so that all the other players can see them, but not you. Each player arranges cards in columns according to their color, with colors corresponding to the 4 zones in which the city is divided: the playground, the boardwalk, the central station, and the downtown. At the end of the game, depending on the majorities, players earn points based on their card combinations. You can also win instantly by collecting 5 consecutive cards of a single color. Number 2, Sky Team. Sky Team is a 2-player game that says it takes 15 minutes to play from Luc Ramond for Le Scorpion Mask and Hachette Board Games in the US. It tentatively comes out retail in October, but it's been announced that you could buy it at Gen Con 2023. That should be interesting. It's also kind of cool they have a male and female pilot on its box cover. According to the publisher, Sky Team is a cooperative game exclusively for 2 players in which you play a pilot and a co-pilot at the controls of an airliner. Your goal is to work together as a team to land your airplane in different airports around the world. To land the plane, you need to silently assign your dice to the correct spaces in your cockpit to balance the axis of your plane, control its speed, deploy the flaps, extend the landing gear, contact the control tower to clear your path, and even have a little coffee to improve your concentration enough to change the value of your dice. If the aircraft tilts too much and stalls, overshoots the airport, or collides with another aircraft, you lose the game, and your pilot's license, and probably your life. From Montreal to Tokyo, each airport offers its own set of challenges. Watch out for the turbulence, as this could end up being a bumpy ride. Number 3, Fit to Print. Fit to Print is a 1 to 6 player game by Peter McPherson and Ian O'Toole of Flat Out Tools that says it takes 15 to 30 minutes to play. It tentatively comes out in September 2023. According to the publisher, Fit to Print is a puzzly, tile-laying game about breaking news, designed by Peter McPherson and set in a charming woodland world created by Ian O'Toole. Thistleville is the world's most bustling little town. It's a challenge to keep up with everything going on, from who took home first prize for the baked goods in the community fair to who has been digging in Miss Brambleberry's carrot patch. As an editor of one of the local newspapers, your job is to tell their stories. Fit to Print is a tile-laying game for the whole family. Players simultaneously collect newspaper tiles, stacking them on their decks until they think they have what they need to make the perfect front page. Then they will yell, "Loud!" and begin to lay out the page by carefully considering the placement of centerpieces, articles, photographs, and advertisements. When everything is just right, they yell print to be the first off the press and gain their choice of centerpieces for the next round. The hectic spatial puzzle features over 100 unique newspaper tiles, 6 characters with their own special abilities, as well as 3 decks of breaking news cards, so that each and every time you play, you'll be solving a new puzzle. Number 4, Sangrada Artisans. Sangrada Artisans is a 2 to 4 player game designed by Adrian Adamescu and Daryl Andrews for Floodgate Games that says it will take 45 to 60 minutes to play. Tentatively, it comes out in September 2023. According to the publisher, Sangrada Artisans is a legacy game take on the stained glass window game Sangrada. Players compete as rival families of stained glass artisans who work on Sangrada family's windows over the course of generations. Players will gain powerful new abilities over the course of the campaign along with brand new tools. Other gameplay details about the new game are relatively sparse, but the game involves a spiral notebook and colored pencils instead of traditional game boards. Short and sweet, but it is on a lot of people's radars and wish lists. Number 5, Emerge. Emerge is a 2 to 4 player game by Pandasaurus Games that says it will take 75 minutes to play. Tentative release date is September 6, 2023. According to the publisher, new islands have emerged from the ocean, and as scientists, you must research the new developing ecosystems present there. Watch the islands on the board grow in 3 dimensions as you learn more about them, and add colorful plants and animals to each island as you explore their ecosystems. In each round in Emerge, earn points by rolling your dice and using them to collect research and make discoveries. All players start with the same research board, but throughout the game you can modify your own board and change what you're researching. After 8 rounds, score points based on how flourished and biodiverse your islands are, as well as varying research objectives, and highest score wins. Number 6, Bonsai. Bonsai is a 1 to 4 player game by Rosaria Battiato, Massimo Borzi, and Martino Cacciera of DV Games. It says it will take 40 minutes to play, and the tentative release date is September 4, 2023. I have a feeling I'm going to be demoing this one at Gen Con. According to the publisher, in Bonsai, players take on the role of expert bonsai masters intent on growing their own bonsai. Whoever grows the best plant will be appointed to show their bonsai at the Imperial Gardens. On your turn, choose and perform one of these 2 actions, meditate or cultivate. If you meditate, choose one of the face-up cards on the board and take it along with any bonsai tiles represented below the card you draw. If you cultivate, you can place in your bonsai the tiles which are in your personal supply. You can place as many tiles as the total symbols depicted on your Saicha tile and any or all of your growth cards. Each symbol will let you place 1 tile on the corresponding type. When the last card from the deck is revealed, the game end is triggered. Each tile in your bonsai is worth a certain number of points. Number 7, Wandering Towers. Wandering Towers is a 2 to 6 player game designed by Michael Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer for Capstone Games. It has a tentative release date of August 2023. And if you're really interested, there's a playthrough video for Wandering Towers on BoardGameGeek.com. According to the publisher, each year, the graduating classes of Raven Realm Magic School compete to demonstrate their mastery of magic. For the final exam, all the wizards of each class must assemble at the legendary Raven's Keep, but every last one of them has procrastinated, distracted by learning new spells. They've also used up their potions. They can't show up unprepared with empty potion bottles. Help your wizards get to Raven's Keep as quickly as possible. Using their magic, they can even move the very towers atop which they stand to get there more easily. But how can they refill their potion bottles along the way? Well, here's a little secret. Trapping wizards allow you to capture some of their magical essence in a bottle. Number 8, Shake That City. Shake That City is a 1 to 4 player game designed by Mads Flo and Kari Tomda Kajar. I hope I came close to the right pronunciation of that, for AEG Games. It came out in July and seems to be available on sale now. According to the publisher, welcome city planners. Design the best city block using patterns from the new and exciting Cube Shaker. You'll place a mix of tiles to help grow the thriving city. The best design wins the game. Shake That City is a family, puzzly, tile-laying game for 1 to 4 players that plays in under an hour. The game is played over a series of rounds. The active player shakes the Cube Shaker and presses a slide to reveal a 3x3 pattern, based on which they need to place the corresponding building tiles of a single color of their choice on the board. The building tiles correspond to roads, factories, shops, parks, and of course homes. The other players then pick any building color other than the one the active player picked, then place matching color tiles in the matching pattern on their board. Players earn points for tile placement combinations and for the completed bonus point tiles around the edge of the board. Number 9, Tokaido Duo. Tokaido Duo is a 2-player game by designer Antoine Bauza for Funforge Games. It tentatively comes out in August 2023. If you're a regular watcher of the channel, you may know that regular Tokaido is one of my favorite games. So if they're selling this at Gen Con and it's not sold out by the time I get there, there's a really good chance I'm walking out of Gen Con with this game. Review unseen, since the original is so good. But I'll probably demo it anyway, just to learn it from the source. And hopefully, Antoine Bauza is there to sign my game. According to the publisher, After journeying the Tokaido Road, it is now time to discover the island of Shikoku in Tokaido Duo. In Tokaido Duo, 2 players pace the smallest isle of the Japanese archipelago. You will discover its many sceneries through the eyes of 3 different characters, and will thus experience a 3-fold spiritual journey. And you will earn points throughout the 3 characters' adventures as you slowly become one with their endeavors. And now, my final entry for this volume of the top 10 games to see at GenCon 2023. Number 10, Dawn of Ulos. Dawn of Ulos is a 1 to 5 player game from Jason Lentz of Thunderworks Games. It says it will take 60 to 90 minutes to play, and tentatively gets released on August 15th. Personally, I kickstarted this one months ago, so I hope to have it much sooner. I've been looking forward to this one since I'm a huge Thunderworks fan, and roleplay adventures, and cartographers are among my top favorite games, including their expansions, which is rare for me. Again, sorry for fanboying here, but I'm a board game fan, as well as being a Sherpa. According to the publisher, for untold eons, the mortal races lived in separate planes, unaware of their worlds beyond their own. But now, the dragon god Azima forges a new world by opening rifts to other planes. Dawn of Ulos is an economic, tile-laying game for 1 to 5 players set in the world of roleplayer and cartographers. You compete in a game among gods of the Planarverse, wagering on and manipulating the rise and fall of mortals. Control the fate of Ulos. Develop a new world, invest in your favorite factions, and pit armies against each other. Choose wisely when you exert your influence. As factions rise and fall, will you earn the most favor with the world creator? Whew! So that's my volume 2 of top 10 games you need to see at GenCon 2023. I don't know if I have it in me to do another volume before GenCon 2023 in a few weeks, but if you guys really like this one, comment below and I'll try to make a volume 3 for you. Maybe I'll just post the names of the next 10 games in the comments if you're interested. You really should check boardgamegeek.com to really deep dive the coming games at GenCon. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give a big thumbs up to it. And I wouldn't mind if you shared the video on your social media. It really helped me out, and it can help bring more new players into the hobby, which will help you when you're trying to find people to play your favorite game. Deal? See you next episode.